Hey guys, I'm working on a Cub Cadet SC 500E. Now there's nothing wrong with this lawnmower. I bought it at a place called Spokane Discount here in Spokane, Washington. This was an original Costco lawnmower. I'm not sure what was wrong with it originally, but what happens is when somebody returns a lawnmower because there's something wrong with it to Costco, they don't fix them and put them back on the lot. They generally outsource them and sell them to other places, and this place is a place that buys everything from Costco. So what I did was I bought this lawnmower, but it did not come with the battery or the charger. There's supposed to be a battery that goes in here that slides in, and then the charger that charges it, and the battery's 90 bucks on eBay and the charger's 90 bucks on eBay. And if you go to their website, it's even more than that. It's like $145 for the battery. So the battery is only to help start it, and this particular model does not have a pull start. If I had a pull start, it would be no big deal. But here's the deal: is I got the lawnmower for $130. I got the lawnmower for $130, and they fixed it. So whatever was wrong with it, they fixed and got running. And they had basically they have like a battery and a charger there that they use to test all their stuff, but if their models don't come with batteries, they don't sell them with the battery, so then you're screwed and you got to buy a new battery. So I wanted to just be able to hot wire it. So basically hot wiring it just means I need a battery to put on it so I can start it. So I needed to understand the way the wiring works on this thing so I don't fry anything. So I took the cover off. It's real simple to take the cover off, but anyway, what it comes down to is the plug on the far right is positive, the plug on in the middle is negative, and the far left is negative. Now the way it works is there's these two wires here. This one goes to the middle and this one goes over to the side. So this is the plug that goes to your starter. So this literally is the positive to your starter, and this is literally the negative. So if I literally just touched positive here and negative here, it would turn it over. But we don't want to do that. And the reason is because we want to be able to stand back here and hold this back. If we're not holding this back, it won't start, because this is what, when you let go, it shuts the engine off. Okay, so we need to be in the back to start it. So we still want to use our key. Now in my case, even when I bought this, it didn't come with a key either. And I found out that I have a little Honda key for a Honda Accord, and the length of the key is just perfect. You just push it in. Basically at the bottom of this housing is a push button. So all you have to do is get something, push it in there, and then hit the button, and when you hit the button, it starts. I did order the key for this. It'll be here in a week. But you don't have to have the key, but it's just a push button. What it does is the push button, when you push the button, it basically creates contact between the negative point here where the battery, positive and negative of the battery, and it needs to get from negative from this point to this point in order for the battery to, in order for the starter to start. So basically the starter always has power, positive. It always has positive to the starter where this plugs into the starter. And it has negative at this location. Now when you hit the start button, it jumps from here to here and gives the starter power, negative power, and that's what allows the starter to turn over. So we don't want to just jump these because we won't be able to hold it in the back. So what I'm going to do is put a power and a ground to these two contacts, and then when I work it, it's going to start. So just so you guys know, power to this side and negative to this side. Now what I just went to Harbor Freight, got one of these jumper starter boxes that you use for cars, just a regular 12-volt jumper box, and you can hook a couple wires, just touch the wires to here. I'm going to figure something out. For now, what I did was I just went straight to the starter and hooked a connector on each side, and I figured out which was positive and which was negative, and got it to turn over. So it's turning over. But we're going to make some kind of little piece of wire or something that I can connect to this, and we'll just touch it to each of these connectors, and then I can use the jumper box, and then when I'm done, I can remove the jumper box and start the engine. But anyway, I got it apart here. I thought I'd show you guys basically how it works. I believe that you could put a pull start on this engine because you do have the location here for the pull start to sit. So I actually think you could put a pull start on here. Right here, this is what shuts the engine on and off. When you pull the handle, that comes away from the engine, and when you hit it, that's basically a brake, and that brake shuts the engine off. And then you have, when you pull this handle, that when you let go, it shuts the engine off. But when you pull the handle, there's actually a switch right inside of here. It's all part of this mechanism here. It's a wire that runs along the back here. See these two wires? So one of these wires is a switch. So basically power from the switch here runs through one side and out the other side, and that's what allows you to get ground to the switch. And here's where your starter is, right up here on top. So as you can see, I put wires in here to figure out which was power and ground. So it's really simple. You just got to know which is power and ground. So if you want to just hook up a jumper box to jump it, positive is on the right and the middle is the negative. If you were to put power here and ground here, it would just start turning over. It would keep turning over until you remove the connection to it. If you put it here and here, it's going to work from the button in the back. So either way, I guess if you don't have your battery here and you had your connections, you may have to have somebody hold the lawnmower, or you may have to put something on here to hold this like this long enough for you to disconnect the battery connections in order to move in forward motion. Anyway, that's how it works. I just thought I'd show you guys. You can hotwire one of these, and I'll try to post another video once I get it all back together showing you how it works. Okay, we got the Cub Cadet all back together. Like I showed earlier, I marked positive and negative. I've got everything together. So what we're going to start with here, my wife's going to video me. We're going to come over here. I got a Craftsman battery. This big area, the longest area of the battery, the very far back is negative, and the very front is positive. So you can hook a positive and a negative. I took these wires and I just squeeze them together. I'll show you. We're going to come over here and hook it up. Just going to set this down on the ground. I can charge it with a regular Craftsman battery. Take this and I'm just going to literally I made it tight so it just pushes on, clamps right there. And I'm going to take positive of my Craftsman. Do the same thing. Make sure they're on there snug so they don't fly off and you end up with a spark. So those are on. Make sure it's on there good. The wire's fighting with me more than anything. It's pretty snug. Okay, so now I have positive and negative. Show them the battery again. The battery's just sitting next to the on the machine. Okay, now right here, this is a Honda Accord battery key. Excuse me. It's a Honda Accord key. It's a 1997 Honda Accord. So if you lose your key that goes in here, you go get yourself from the Ace Hardware a 1997 Honda Accord key, and it'll just slide in here. And all it does is it pushes in, and then you'll hit the button, and that's what's going to make it go. Now if you hit the button right now, it's not going to turn over because you have to pull this back. As soon as I pull this back, I'm now going to push the key. So I didn't need the battery, I didn't even need a key. I bought this again at a Spokane discount. I paid $130 for this. No battery, no key. And yeah, it's pretty much brand new. It was an original Costco lawnmower that was returned. I don't know what was wrong with it. Like I said, they fix them, they test them, and then they sell them without the batteries and without the keys, and then they tell you, you gotta go buy them. And a battery and a key, it's almost worth it to just go buy a new machine if you're going to do that. So I got myself pretty much a new machine, and I just hotwire the battery. Now again, you don't have to use this Craftsman battery. I just happened to use that. I wanted to see how it held up because the ion battery. But you could also use this jumper box. Same thing, just hook the positive and negative onto each side of the positive and negative, and you could jump it with this. You just need 12 volts to pop it over. And this is going to have a little bit more cranking voltage, where this has higher voltage, but it doesn't have cranking amps, excuse me. This has 15.6 volts, but it doesn't have as many cranking amps. This will have a lot more cranking amps. It'll probably turn over easier. So, but anyway, all right, thanks for watching. Hope this helps somebody out.